Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
couldn't get up early.
She will be a little bit late. Hey, everybody! How's it going? Happy Wednesday. Hopefully you can hear me and everything is just fine. I am your DM Duchess, JenOfThieves, and this is DMD RPG. Your one-stop shop for Mystery Islands. Welcome to the Midnight World, Snare Island, where I am joined by these lovely people whose faces I have stolen. They're mine now. Ashley the Everything as Rebecca, Mitch as Brayden, Chef as Rook, and the Lushok as Melissa, and a little bit later we will also have Chi Chi Trinity as Mara. But not just yet. Should be a little bit late. If this is your first time watching, how do you guys think it's going? Super good?
We're not dead.
We're not, we're not dead.
Yeah.
One of us was almost dead.
Anyway, if you want to catch up and you're super behind, we have all of our episodes up on YouTube. We have a lot of stuff on YouTube. A lot of World of Darkness. We've got Mutants and Masterminds, Common Villainy, Old Gods of Appalachia. Which I'm thinking about putting up for a vote. What do you guys think? Think I should run that?
For what? What, Old God?
Yeah.
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 As someone who played with you in Old Gods, yes.
Fair.
I think that'll be phenomenal, even if it's just to watch.
Yeah. I think it'll be phenomenally evil.
What's
Nice.
Old Gods about?
Old
Gods.
Anyway,
And Appalachia.
so
And
abstract.
Appalachia.
If you're on YouTube, we have other stuff on YouTube. What's up? If you want to hang out with us more and talk about Old Gods of Appalachia and whether or not I should run it, we have a Discord too. Links below. That's also where we do our votes. As I mentioned, we have a vote going on for DM Daddy's return from sabbatical. It is neck and neck. I don't think it's closed yet. So if you want to hurry up and vote on how he's going to terrorize some of us for a few short weeks, you should hop on our Discord. That's also how you sign up to join games. So, sign up to join games. Play with us. Play with us. And if you have some spare cash, we have a Patreon. Membership is as little as $1 whole. Levels of access including a special chat in Discord where you help guide the future of the channel and help us decide what games to run, and merch and free redeems and all kinds of stuff. Be cool to see you there too. If not, we're happy to have you tonight. Speaking of what's going on, I actually forgot what I was speaking of, but let's do recaps. It's going well. Hey Mitch, what happened last time?
We found this village with a lot of people that Brayden doesn't really trust, but the rest of the party seems to trust them. At least he thinks they do, so he's trying to sneak in the other side without everyone else, but things didn't quite work out for him. And I don't want to go too far. I want to leave stuff for other people.
Ashley.
So after Brayden got manhandled by Rebecca and Rook for trying to sneak into the village because we were told he was going to either be killed or... And yeah, they said that they were going to kill him if we didn't bring him to him, and that they were going to feed us if we did. So we all kind of chose food.
Chef.
There were many questions. There were less than many answers. We understand now that there are 36 people, and that there will always be 36, no more, no less. And that everybody at this island was actually sprouted up from a seed and then cut off so they could walk and breathe and breed.
Nice. Origin stories. Hey Lou, what happened?
We found out that we are probably rotting, which is not a good thing, because apparently with the way that these villagers are looking at us, we might be a problem, and they're going to see if we're going to be a problem. And right before we went to bed, Rebecca said, "Hey, let's go explore." And I don't think we agreed to that.
Hold
But who knows what Rebecca's going to do? She might
on.
go off and explore.
There's some spooky shit going on.
And so you want to go after it at night?
Why not? We have a human flashlight.
No,
So,
we have a human flash camera.
strobe light. I'll really work it. So, first quick question. Brayden, did you ever end up eating?
Brayden has not eaten these past 3 days, no.
Okay.
God damn.
So, you are now at fatigue 3.
Oh boy.
So that will be -1 to strength, -1 to acumen, and -1 to the attribute of your choice, which you will name for me right now so I can write it down.
Okay. I'll go with composure.
Okay. Someone's hangry.
I'd say that makes pretty good sense.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Brayden's on the porch. Everybody else is inside this little shelter hut situation. You did not see a bathroom anywhere.
I'm going to stargaze while I'm on the porch and smoking,
I didn't figure that there.
reminiscing about the lady in yellow.
Okay.
I didn't figure that there would be a bathroom on a tropical island with primitive technology for huts and everything.
Just confirming. You see nothing. What are the rest of you planning to do? I think I asked last time, are you just going to go to sleep? And then Rebecca started to rabble-rouse.
I think we had all agreed on going to sleep and that Rebecca was going to rabble-rouse in the morning.
Okay.
I think. That's my plan, at least.
Brayden's
Tired.
taking first watch.
Okay. When the rest of you, everyone who is eaten and satisfied, when you fall asleep hard. Like, it doesn't take more than 2 minutes for you to doze off. And when you doze off, you actually don't dream. It's the first time since you landed on this island that you've had a deep, restful sleep. So deep, you don't even realize you've fallen asleep until you wake up. And as each of you wakes up, I need you to give me a resilience and toughness roll. Brayden, not you.
What do I roll for solace, by the way?
It's just your
Isn't it-
distress dice, so however many you have, d4s.
Okay.
Would I do
believe
it with
for 3
aptitude?
minutes, isn't that one?
No,
half
you
your
do not have
minutes
aptitude.
plus 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I?
Okay, so you can get rid of 1 minute, Brayden.
Sick.
Can you what?
I'm gonna go ahead and spend a second to try to re-roll that failed die.
I'm trying to think whether or not I.
Right? No, these are D. Wait.
Attributes and skills are d6s.
Yeah,
Only
okay,
your
these
distress
are-
dice are 4s.
There we go. It's at least one success.
Hey Jen, I'm gonna spend 4 seconds to reroll that one failed I had, and give myself a D8.
How many seconds? 4, you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
I updated my seconds because I spent 2 for rerolling that.
Ah. Woo!
Okay, so everyone has at least one.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
When you are tugged from this deep, deep sleep, all of you wake up first kind of confused because you don't remember falling asleep. It happened so quickly. But the next thing that hits you is deep, crippling nausea. Your stomach feels like it's twisting over top of itself, rolling and flipping. And the room is just a little tilty. And for the first time this whole time, you feel freezing cold.
Mm.
Hey, y'all okay? I told you not to eat that food.
What possible benefit do you think will come from this? This is like yelling at somebody with a hangover, man. Just no. It is too early for your bullshit.
Rebecca is just hanging on to the windowsill, head tilted over the edge just in case.
Every
From
time you
how
tilt
bad-
your head, just a fresh wave of vertigo and nausea passes over you. You are burdened with the condition of nauseated. Physical checks, if you do not at least achieve a common success, you're gonna barf. Just so you know.
Hey, has
Fun.
anyone seen Mara? Where's she at?
She is still, in fact, sleeping.
Hey, Mara, you gonna wake up? Shake her shoulder.
She does not budge. I will have you know that good thing you guys spent some seconds, because the alternative was being poisoned. So, good news.
Huzzah.
You give Mara a shake. She is still out cold.
Is she breathing?
Oh yeah.
She must have been more tired than she let on.
Well, she's not waking up. I shook her around quite a bit. Should get her out of
Let her
here. I don't
sleep.
think it's safe.
And go where?
Anywhere.
Melissa, Braden, are either of you hurt physically?
I
No.
don't remember.
That's fine. Each of you, Braden, either gain or lose a minute, whichever you want. Thanks to Glandizzle and his heal. Melissa, either gain or lose 2 minutes. Thanks to
Okay.
Cricket and her heals.
Cool.
The cares are coming in strong tonight.
They want us to level up.
I'm ready if you do.
I lean against the wall a little bit. I'm feeling a little bit woozy. I don't think I can carry anyone out of here.
Well, this is the safest place we've found so far on this island. Even
Is
if
it-
they don't want us here.
Rebecca, you open your mouth to talk, and all of a sudden it is just too much. You feel the bile in your stomach rise up. And you know it's inevitable.
Am I close enough to hold Rebecca's hair out of her face for her?
Weren't you on the porch? Did you come inside? You came inside to shake Mara. Sure.
Okay, Braden's gonna hold Rebecca's hair out of her face while she's puking.
Rebecca, you double over, stabs of pain in your stomach as just the inevitable bubbles up from your throat. You hear it hit the floor at a volume like you can't comprehend. Your eyes are squeezed shut so tight against the pain and the tension and the cramps. Take 2 damage as it burns the back of your throat, burns your
Okay.
eyes, burns your body. It feels like your entire body is spasming. You can thank Cricket for that too. I'm just getting these out of the way real quick. And if you open your eyes,
Help a lady out. She could use some of your magic water.
By the way, that's how much health I have left, Jen.
okay. If you open your eyes and look, it's not the meal that you had last night. It is this thick, viscous, black goo splattered across the floor.
Across
Oh.
the floor.
And down your shirt.
There it is.
But Jen, I had my head out the window. That's fine.
Breathe
Not
out.
far. And
I probably turned around to try to talk to someone.
when Mitch grabbed your hair, he kind of pulled you backwards a
Yeah,
little bit.
you leaned forward from the cramps.
Yeah.
Is it bad that this makes sense?
No, not at all.
Melissa,
Okay.
just hearing the sound of Rebecca vomiting,
Yep.
you immediately feel your body racked with spasms and you puke too.
After I'm done throwing up.
Take
Can I
one
have
harm,
some-
Melissa.
Can I have
Oh,
some
okay.
water,
Yeah.
please? To wash the taste out?
Didn't we bring jugs of water? Yeah, sure. Sploosh.
Just sploosh.
Sploosh.
How are you talking and not puking, Rook?
Because Rook is better than
Yeah,
us.
roll me resilience and toughness, Rook. I'm just curious.
Okay.
By the way, Jen, even if you had me roll, had told me to roll for the puking, I was just gonna say I'm gonna fail it anyway, because I was curious to see what would happen.
Rook, as you're talking, like you feel your stomach cramp and your body start to just crumple, and for a second you think it's coming, but you fight it
No.
off.
No, I refuse.
Better out than in, Rook. Quit fighting it. Don't let that poison stay in you. Get it out.
Shut the hell up. It's not poison. Well, it's not from the food anyway.
I
Think
didn't
about
say
it.
it was from the food. You're all just sick. The puke, you'll feel better.
No, we're not. The black is. We had the black inside us. A lot of
Points
food.
at the puddle
with-
on the floor.
A lot of food. Living, like sleeping in a green infused area. It's only natural that one would fight the other. The fact that we happen to be on the receiving end of the ejection, simply, if anything, should mean that we are less corrupted.
Maybe.
Besides,
I'll agree with that logic.
if this was gonna kill us, we'd be dead by now.
Do we feel better after we've
Oh no.
Do you ever feel better after you've puked, Lude?
Sometimes.
I do.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Maybe you're doing it wrong, Ashley.
Every time I puke, I feel better afterwards. Maybe
You guys
that's
roll
just a
me
weird thing.
acumen wit. No. Acumen wit or intuition vigilance, I don't care which.
Whopping 2.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll spend 1 second.
Just to give it a go.
Try. Yeah. No.
Nope.
Still a 0.
Luckily, this isn't a physical check, so the nauseating doesn't come into play. So Rook, Braden, just the two of you notice that it's still pretty dark outside. But beyond the darkness, there are vague flickers of light, like glowing orange, not from the house directly across from yours, but a little bit beyond that. There's the sound of voices, quiet, hushed, whispered voices, footsteps. It sounds like people are kind of making their way through the village.
I poke my head out the door to see if I see what's to be seen.
Again, you can't really see anything immediately from your porch, your hut, but you do see even better the soft glow of maybe torchlights, footsteps. Off to the left, you see someone climb out of their home and start heading toward that central banquet hall.
Okay. Not a fire. When I look up at the stars, are there any constellations I would recognize?
No.
The one
This
thing I
is
genuinely
something.
thought.
Something's going on in town.
Yeah, that's probably
We have a
got
couple
something to.
opportunities here. We could leave unnoticed, or we could check it out.
I don't think it would be amiss for us to at least ask if we could come and join and see what's going on, since it probably has something to do with us anyway.
I wasn't talking about asking. Could be dangerous.
The worst thing that you can do is say no, stay where you are, and then you guys go and be sneaky. They find out and then they kill you. I would much rather us all be able to walk come the morning. Because if we are going to get out of here, as you want, us getting torn apart by 36 tribespeople is not exactly going to help. That's 9 to 1 odds.
Who's to say we can't watch from a safe distance? We don't have to be sneaking all up on them. We can be far enough away that we could get out of there.
Or we could ask and not have any trouble, potentially.
We're probably gonna have trouble either way.
If you walk into it with that attitude.
Let's put
There's
it to
nothing.
a vote.
Well, there's nothing for it but to do it one way or the other. All right,
What do the
guys.
rest of you think?
I say we play nice with these people.
Play nice, but be on guard.
Very well.
Yeah.
My suggestion.
We'll try the diplomatic approach first. Because if they had stuff to hide from us, they really weren't hiding much of it at dinner. Oh.
Some of the things you were asking did have them on edge.
Yeah, right now I'm just really hoping that whoever was pregnant in this town didn't have a baby, because that means that one is going to have to be heading off and everything.
Oh,
They
you
might be
got
a
a
little
good
bit.
point there.
They might be touchy about outsiders.
Would
Yet
like
another
to see
reason
what
for us.
happens.
Tell you what, I'll try the direct approach. If I can't get in, we keep an eye out to see if if somebody's leaving. If so, we can make a plan to follow them and see if we can get
If
some more
something
answers.
happens, what if you're in danger? How are you gonna get out of there? How are you gonna signal for help?
Probably by screaming my head off. It's worked for me so far.
I
Well,
think
you
you
still
could
have your
take
knife.
Melissa with you. I mean, she does have that fancy power. Look what it did to my face. All burnt up. Blinded me
If
for quite a while.
you had it coming. Melissa, Rebecca, one of you want to come with, or should I do this solo?
I can go with you. It's no
Okay.
problem. You still got your knife with you, right?
Always.
Okay.
I was like, yeah, if Melissa goes with you, she can provide some backup. She's clearly
Okay.
quite capable in a fight, and I can keep an eye on Braden.
We both know you're going to be trying to help him.
Brayden, roll me
Why did you say the quiet part out
strength
loud, Rook?
metal.
Because I'm not on your team on this one.
Alright, a whole 1 when I rolled correctly.
Okay. As you're sitting there kind of discussing plans, for a second, all you want to do is go back to that silo. You've missed something. There's a mystery in there, and you want nothing more than to open that door.
You know, Rook, I think you're onto something. Me and Rebecca could sneak around, keep a safe distance. If something happens, we'll be close by to help. We'll keep an eye out. What do you think, Rebecca?
As long as we don't do anything stupid and don't get caught, we should be able to help if things do go south for you guys.
Again, 9-to-1 odds.
Worst case scenario, I'll take out one of Braden's legs and drag him back with me if I have to. I've already proven that he and I are at least evenly matched in strength.
Yeah, but they've also proven that they know exactly where you guys are when you're trying to be sneaky. You know what? I got nothing. Do whatever. Melissa, let's go so we can at least have plausible deniability of whatever the hell they're about to do.
Sounds good. Yeah, let's go.
After you leave, before we head out, what do you think's a safe time?
Dawn?
How
Yes.
far away does dawn look?
The skies are pretty dark. You maybe, if you squint, see a lightness along one edge of the horizon. So, an hour or 2 hours away.
I know what's wrong with it. Ain't got no gas in it.
Maybe. Time's been weird.
We'll play it by ear, you know. Whenever feels right to head out to where it looks like we're not following you or have any connected intentions, that's when we'll head out.
We're all connected. You're going to get us killed. Alright. You know what? I can't stop you. The only thing I can hope is that I'll be feeling better so I can enjoy watching them tear you apart. Come on. Melissa, shall we?
What's the plan for Mara? You're just gonna leave her?
Just gonna let her sleep. She's still asleep.
I'm sure she'll wake up in her own good
She'll
time.
be fine. Yeah.
Leave
she'll
a
be
note.
fine.
Leave a note on top of some aspirin.
Where are you getting aspirin from?
There's trees here. There's probably a willow somewhere. I got a willow tree in my backyard. That means there's willow trees here.
What do willow trees have to do with aspirin, Chef?
White willow bark is where you get the acetylsalicylic acid
Mm-hmm.
that actually is used in the creation of aspirin.
It's facts.
Oh,
Just learning
Did not
stuff
know
all
that.
day. All right. So do you all kind of leave at the same time, or do you stagger it?
I think they said they were going to hold off.
yeah. We were gonna let those two go first.
Okay. Brooke and Melissa, as you sneak out, like the only door in the place, it's not like there's a front door and a back door. There's just the door and the porch and the steps down to the ground. You see across the way someone watching you from the hut that is directly across from yours, just sitting in the doorway, staring, cross-legged, knees on their elbows.
Do we have any way of recognizing who that might be?
You remember them from the banquet hall. Just like, not a young child, but definitely a child. Maybe 8 or 10.
Okay. But definitely not
I-
20.
I wave.
I mean,
At the
years
kid.
old. Not the same person,
Yeah.
not 20 that you saw again, but 8 or 10 years old.
Okay, well, we're not trying to be secret about this part of it by any means, so
Mm-mm.
nod and start walking towards the commotion,
The
the
squirrel,
hubbub.
the squirrel doesn't move, doesn't nod back, just watches you with those extremely light eyes. It almost seems like they glow in the dark. Just a little bit, like an animal if you catch it just in the right light.
Eye shine. Fantastic.
And so you head off
They
toward
probably already know.
the firelight. You cross lots of other huts. Some still have people trickling out of them heading toward the same direction you're heading in. Most of them are empty by now. And as you cross over to where the banquet hall was, you see everyone gathered around a fire, some people holding individual torches as well, and most people carrying weapons of some kind. Pieces of metal, makeshift bows, makeshift spears, all of it salvaged or carved from the wood. They seem to be ready for something.
I look around and see if, since they've said that they only really want us talking directly to 20, I'm looking around to seeing if we can spot 20 in the firelight.
Okay. You give me intuition and vigilance. See if you can find her. When you step a little bit closer to the gathering, to the fire, you spot her. In fact, you lock eyes directly with her. She had already turned her head to stare at you as you approach, child clutched close to her chest.
Roughly how far are we from each other?
I'm bad with distances. We'll say like 20 feet.
Okay. Um, is there any sort of like hubbub or murmur or low conversation?
There
Or is it just like,
was for a
but now?
moment, but as you approach, everyone turns their head to face you, falling silent.
Is there trouble?
One stands up from where she was sitting, the only person sitting, gazing at you from across the fire. Her own eyes bright and sparkling even in the darkness. How are you feeling?
Old, nauseated. Ugh. Feels like my last bout of food poisoning.
She leans over as someone whispers into her ear. She stiffens a bit before straightening. Just a little, tiny bit of disappointment crossing her face. Well, you had not eaten in a while?
True. I ask again, is there some trouble about to happen?
I don't know yet. Where are the rest of your people?
Back at our hut.
Go get them.
Okay. Melissa, do you want to hang out here?
If one would like me to stay here, I will. If one would prefer me to go back with you to get everyone, I will.
I don't care. As long as you both come back with the rest.
Let's
You
go.
want me to come with you? Yeah.
Yeah. Hurry back. Like at a jog.
Mm-hmm.
You can find your way back to that hut. Evens or odds, though.
Call it, Melissa, call it. I can't.
Even.
Nice.
Oh, you lucky
Yeah.
Woo!
bitches.
Just as Brayden and Rebecca are starting to creep out that door,
Quick,
that
grab
little
'em.
girl still staring across at them.
Both of you.
Yeah.
One has asked for all of us.
All of
And-
us, as all of us, as in including the sleeping Mara.
I'm assuming so.
I'll go in and I'll grab Mara. I'll carry her.
Okay.
We're just gonna listen?
They're expecting all of us, and most of them are armed. We wouldn't stand a chance in direct conflict. Odds. So, if they wanted to kill us, they would have. Let's play nice.
We're just gonna get closer to them.
Yes, we are.
Alright.
I can't be the only one thinking they have like a hive mentality sort of thing
No,
going
I've
on.
No.
I've been there too.
Okay,
That's
good,
where I've been.
good.
Brayden's gonna mutter under his breath. A short little poem that he was told. Maybe someone hears it. I'll have you guys roll. He's not saying it very loud.
Intuition vigilance if anybody wants to catch it then.
And it's gonna activate his new stability.
Okay.
The devil sign.
What does that do? Read it aloud for us.
Okay, let me get to the window with it. Metaphysically, brand yourself with the mystical sign of a dread being. The sigil may be one with which your character is familiar, such as through the usage of dusk sight or occult research, but they can also simply mimic the dread power oozing from any creature they observe.
Okay. So what are you mimicking?
He's not doing it on purpose, but he starts to faintly glow yellow, and anybody with the ability can see it. Above him, there's a glowing yellow symbol, and it's like 3 question marks spiraling around each other. I'll draw it on the map.
Okay.
He's got the Sharingan, but yellow.
Right.
The Riddler's here.
And was anybody listening in on him?
Yep, looks like Rook and Melissa. Or Rebecca.
I gotta pull it up. I have it pulled up. Okay, it's kind of a long poem. Gotta get my Brayden voice ready.
Oh shit. Here we go.
The shore of the cloud waves break. The great sun sinks behind the lake. The shadows lengthen in Carcosa. Strange is the night where black stars rise and strange moons circle through the skies, but stranger still is lost Carcosa. Songs of the Hyades shall sing where flap the tatters of the king, must die unheard in dim Carcosa. Song of my soul, my voice is dead. Die thou unsung as tears unshed, shall dry and die, lost Carcosa. He's kind of whispering it to himself. It's like a mantra for comforting himself. It's not a solace trigger.
I thought that name sounded familiar. That's a Lovecraft shit. That's some Lovecraft shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's Ambrose Bierce.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are you guys doing?
Going back. Can we see the yellow on you, or would that have to be somebody with dust sight?
Only someone with
think you-
dusk sight.
Yeah, you'd have to have dusk sight to see it.
Okay. Not duck sight.
Quack.
No, that's a different power.
Yeah, then they're all yellow rubber duckies orbiting each other,
You
and
can only find bread.
but that's not good for us. We need grapes.
No, I forgot. I gotta
From the
take a minute.
lemonade stand.
That's okay.
Anyway, I'm going with Rook and Melissa, just following them now that they have a sleeping Mara as well.
Okay. Anyone help me to carry Mara? Give me a strength check. Strength and toughness, please.
I'll give it a try. No.
I'm not
Well,
even
thank
gonna
goodness.
try.
This is all on you, Melissa.
I'm used to it.
You like hook your arms under her armpits and just drag her. Just drag her.
Yeah.
Maybe possibly just a little hoping she loses a shoe for once.
What, no piggyback for her?
No, she'd have to I don't think I'm good enough to sling her over my shoulder.
No. You'd have needed a little more help than that.
Yeah.
Fireman carry.
All right. So, Brayden, are you going along with everyone else or are you doing something different?
Chef, that was 4 ones. You
Oh, I
rolled.
know I can't beat these
Huh?
guys in a fight, and they're not gonna let me go do something different. So I'm kind of just following them for now.
Okay.
Thinking about that silo.
You can't
Wanting to go to that
stop
silo.
thinking about it. You can't stop. It's always there. Like
Can't
pulling
stop, won't
you.
Stop.
And I'm kind of using my dusk sight when I'm looking over at it.
You see just a cloud of darkness, of blackness swirling around it. Like an invitation. It's where you need to be. You know that's where you need to be. There's something in there you need. But
No
you head
opportunities for me to sneak away.
you head
I'm
back
not gonna try to.
to the banquet hall with everyone else. One seems a little bit surprised to see you all, as though she was expecting something a little bit different.
How long does the devil sign stay active?
Probably just a few minutes. Someone leans over, whispers to one. She nods and straightens up again. Are you ready to be purified?
Is that why you are all armed?
There's no way of knowing how deeply the darkness is rooted in you, so yes.
I mean, if it's any consolation, gestures at the shirt, at my shirt. Some of it came out already.
No. That is
Sorry, it was an attempt at a joke.
just a sign of how deeply it is rooted. A defense mechanism, I suppose.
What does this purification entail?
Is it like a baptism by fire?
It is a baptism.
How do you know all this stuff? Like legitimately, you've said that you've never been off this island, and yet you're referencing things from like
Modern civilization.
different mythologies.
They're just things I know. Do you remember how you learned everything you know?
through life
Unfortunately.
experience and books?
Yes, actually. Quite a bit of it came with a fist attached.
Well, I don't.
Happens if we don't want to be purified.
Then you'll be killed.
You see?
Don't tell me you're surprised by that answer, dude.
No, I'm not surprised.
We can't have you spreading your corruption across this island. That's why we are here.
What corruption? You still haven't told us about it, just that it is a corruption. How do we know you're not the corruption?
I'm gonna step away from Brayden. Not that I don't trust their aim with the spear, but I don't trust their aim with the spear.
Because we are here to protect this island from the corruption. It rots, it dissolves, it makes a mess of everything it touches.
Isn't that the cycle of life?
It is not life. It is death.
Everything that has a beginning has an end.
This is only end.
To balance out the beginning. Who brought the corruption here? Because I know it wasn't us.
It was imprisoned here.
Imprisoned by whom?
The key phrase of what you just said is it was imprisoned. Who
Something.
released it?
No one yet.
Ah. That's what's in this. That's what's in the round building, isn't it?
Jen,
Are
I
you
can't
going
tell
to
if you're
come
nodding
willingly or not?
Jen, I can't tell if you were nodding or not. Your head was bobbing slightly.
And she didn't really answer.
Okay.
One's got a little bit of a palsy just to keep you on your toes.
She just falls silent and then changes the subject a little bit.
Do we all need to be conscious to be purified? And I gesture to the still sleeping Mara. She's a bit difficult to wake up right now.
She's a much heavier sleeper than I think any of us anticipated.
Significantly so.
No, your consciousness doesn't matter.
What is the survival rate on this purification ritual?
Better than the survival rate of a fusel.
Ah.
Starts doing the hand scale weighing. Leans to
Certain-
one side and immediately grabs Brayden.
Certainty
Clear
of
he doesn't
death.
run.
Small
Brayden's
chance of
not
success.
going anywhere. He's just watching.
What are we waiting for?
I'll step forward.
As will I.
And as you step forward, the rest of the village seems to kind of like fill in around you and behind you, kind of blocking you in.
Like
This might
all
not
of
be a
us?
good time. I'm kind of whispering.
I mean, you
The
were
island's
pretty
been
close,
speaking
so
to
if you
me.
specifically want to stay outside of the little semicircle, you'll have to kind of roll to scooch
Yeah,
out of the way.
I would like to.
Okay.
I'm not
Then
necessarily running away. I just don't want to be enclosed.
that's fine. Coordination. Reaction. Rebecca, are you trying to dodge the circle?
No.
Okay.
I'm trying to keep Brayden in the circle, if possible.
Okay, then roll strength and toughness to hold on to him as he's trying to slip away.
Okay.
One time Braden's just wanting to sit and watch and not run away. He just doesn't want to be enclosed.
You know, just to up my success on this, so that way we're not at a tie, I'll go ahead and spend the seconds to ignore my 1 distress die.
Okay, then I'm gonna give him the opportunity to
Roll against
spend
it.
seconds if he'd like.
Would it make a
Okay.
difference?
It could.
could.
Without
I'm
distress
at
dice, she's
2.
got 2 successes. You can roll 2
Oh,
dice.
the 4s, right?
Yeah.
The 4s aren't. Okay. How many seconds do I have to spend for that?
There are d6s, so it would be 1 second apiece.
1 second. Okay. I guess I'll re-roll them. Come on, Braden doesn't want to be in here. Nope, didn't make a difference.
You want to try again? You roll 6 seconds worth.
Yeah, I'll try again. I'll keep
Yeah.
trying. He really doesn't want to be in here.
Let the book nerd keep you.
I can do it
Let
one more
the
time.
book nerd keep you.
Nope, never made a
The
difference.
book nerd wins.
Oh,
The island has spoken.
Braden's kind of fighting, but not in an aggressive way. You go to pull on him, he kind of just stands still.
he like plants his feet, but that doesn't really help move him terribly much as everyone kind of not exactly swarms, but they do sort of move in a synchronicity that's maybe a little bit unsettling. They fall in behind and around you, with one there at the front, not getting any closer to you than she already was.
Rebecca, and I'm saying this under my breath like a whisper, to where
Yes.
hopefully only Rebecca hears it. I don't mean to alarm you, but I think the island's been talking to me. It doesn't like this place. It wants these people dead.
Burn it down, Braden.
We're not killing the people right now, Braden. Or ever.
Is there
Braden.
anything I could light on fire around me? Is anyone wearing like a what's the skirt? The grass skirts. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, like everyone's wearing some kind of like natural material fabric. Nope.
I just need to sit down for a second, Rebecca.
Well, they circle you,
Stay
and
here.
it's weird because they don't do anything else. It seems like they're waiting for you to do something.
Am I missing something? What's going on? What are you waiting on?
This will involve a bit of a hike.
Oh. I don't know if I can make it. You know, I haven't really eaten.
You had an
the
opportunity. You did not take it.
Oh. You got a good point. But I might be too weak to move.
Then we
Braden,
will
where's-
carry you.
I was gonna say, worst case scenario, Rook can carry you again.
Yeah.
There's no need. Hold on, let me try. I'm gonna be a bit slow. Give an old man some slack.
If
I
you
am
try to
getting
escape, we will kill you. Do you understand? You seem to be tricky.
Yes, you said it all so many times. I get it. All right? You're gonna kill us if we stay. You're gonna kill us if we go. All right? Let's get your ritual over with.
And follow me. One turns around, torch in hand, and starts heading for the edge of the village.
I'm gonna help Braden up.
I start humming, and in doing so, try to use my solace trigger.
Okay. Roll your distress dice.
That should be just 1, I think.
How many minutes do you have?
See, that's a question that I probably should have had in my head. 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then yeah,
So
it would
the
be 1d4. Okay. Well, you can go down 1 minute.
Woo.
Look, I don't even have to try to de-level you. You do it yourself.
Yeah. Depending on how long this hike is, I'm probably going to end up starting to pray.
It's a while. In fact, I need everyone to give me...
Before we get too far. Another thing Braden's saying quietly. Ellen, if you want me to do this, you're gonna have to help me get out of here. I'm just one man. You know, you got these guys away from the village. You can't get me back there.
I'm close enough because I'm keeping an eye on him. I should be able to hear that, alright? If you're saying that out loud, that is.
It's like a very faint whisper, as if he's just talking to the island, because that's who he thinks been telling him to do this shit.
In your head, you hear, in that same way where you don't exactly hear, it's just words and understandings appear, you hear something along the lines of, it has to be all of you. I've given you powers for a reason. Work together.
Follow me. They trust them too much. They're gonna get us killed. I guess I could try. He's gonna wait for a second, look around. He does look extremely nervous before bolting back towards the village to the silo.
Well, then you guys probably don't get very far. I won't make you roll for the hike yet.
Okay.
Um,
It's gotta be all of us. I know they'll follow him.
give me a strength and toughness to make it past basically the enclosure of bodies.
All the strength is a 0.
You made your
How come
decisions,
Braden's
man.
the only one hearing these voices? No.
You still get one.
I'm gonna re-roll.
That is good enough. You Red Rover your way through a break in the bodies, and immediately people break off and start chasing you. What does everyone else do in this
I'm
moment?
calling out to the others. Bring more! Quick! We gotta go this way! It's important!
This stupid son of a bitch. This isn't the way you intended me to use this. But, Jen, can I use Solar Flare to try to take out Brayden's knee? Stop him from running?
You're gonna let the villagers kill him? Wow, Rebecca.
I'm gonna let him basically either dodge or outrun, but it's still a strength and toughness roll, so.
Okay.
Just gonna try and outrun it. He
Can't
trusts
outrun the
Rebecca, so he
sun.
doesn't expect her to hurt him.
Rebecca, you don't have to roll, but I'm gonna
Oh, I know.
have him roll for dodge.
Mine has no thing for rolling.
I gotta spend seconds. I have to.
Okay.
You're welcome to.
I mean, you can spend to take care of distress dice, but that still brings you to 0.
Yeah. Which I don't think makes a difference, does it?
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'll keep that -1, Rebecca.
All right. What does Solar Flare look like, Rebecca?
Look, Jen gave me an ability that doesn't fucking miss. And it deals 3 damage.
4.
Oh, 4, because you botched.
I'm trying to remember what Braden's health was.
What
I think
is?
it was right around 4, actually.
I think you guys were pretty much healed up.
Well, he didn't eat. He took damage because everyone was bullying him, and he hit his head on the door. I think he was at 4. I think he was at 4.
What does Solar Flare look like?
So, the description for it. Do you Solar Flare choose a target? and add 2 minutes to my character's midnight clock, which I have not added yet. A searing beam of plasma emits from their palm and unerringly slams into the target. So all you see is just Braden bolt. Rebecca sticks out her hand and basically Iron Man beams him with just a white fucking light. Just bam.
As he was yelling out that it was important that you followed him.
And Brayden drops,
boy.
like, face plants into the
Stiff.
grass.
That's new.
Legs smoldering.
When did you learn
I'm
that
not
one?
gonna make fun of your green boobs ever again.
I still will, but
Truthfully, I was just trying to catch him.
Several villagers swarm around him, like grabbing him up from the ground.
God, I wish Mahara was awake right
Rebecca,
now.
you find yourself at spear point. All of a sudden, as several villagers gather around you too.
It's okay. I was the one that came up with the idea to not use our powers. And I'm
Mhm.
the first one to immediately break that in the most noticeable way.
Well, that's not true. Melissa did that in the middle of town when she blinded Braden.
Oh, that is true.
I also splooshed you in the face with
That was
that
in the
creepy
hut,
kid
though.
across the.
That was in the hut, though.
Yeah, but there was that creepy kid who was watching our hut the entire time. And my hands glow blue when I do that. Plus, there's a noise component.
Oh, yeah. Fair enough, fair enough.
Still at the head of the group, one calls out, "Are you done?"
I kept him from running.
He made his choice.
I mean,
Ominous.
still drag him.
If that is what you choose to do.
Oh, she's on her way home, by the way. Okay.
I mean, if you two want to drag him, my arms are full. Sorry, I'm dealing with Mara.
I'm gonna point at the guys in the direction of Braden. Do you mind if I go grab him?
Nobody moves from around you. One woman presses the sharp tip of her spear just right into your sternum. Not enough to cause damage, but enough to feel it.
Rook, I don't think I'm allowed to move.
I don't think you are either there, blaster hand.
I would
Look, he made his...
suggest you not use your powers any longer.
May I ask why?
I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't trying to.
That's even worse. Should we cut off your hands to help?
I kind of need my hands to do my job. And I'm actually doing like a keyboard typing motion.
If you ever get to do your job again, every time you use your powers, the powers granted to you, you lose a piece of yourself.
So, if I'm understanding this right, we're going on a hike so that way you can strip us of our powers and purify us so that way the contagion doesn't spread. But what happens to us after?
That's not up to us.
She will decide.
What's done is done.
Who granted us the powers? The Black? Or she?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, not real sure on where they even came from originally.
What does it feel like? What do you think?
I bring forth water. All I do is help and heal, preserve life.
Whose?
Whoever needs it.
Who has needed it?
These are the only people I've interacted with since they saved my life.
That's true.
When I
He was
woke
kind
up,
of he was kind of fucked up on the beach after the plane crash.
I had about 2 feet of steel embedded in my side and a badly broken leg. These are the ones who came and helped and healed me.
They helped and healed you.
Yes,
Yeah.
with a medical pack and some morphine. They got me stabilized so that way I could not drown. Unless you know something I don't.
But the second time, are you all coming?
I mean, aside from Brayden, the rest of us haven't put up any opposition to following.
Good. And one will turn and start leading the way again. A couple of the people with spears, the ones in front of you, Rebecca, fall away to allow you space to walk. Who's gonna carry Brayden?
I say we leave him. As has been
Do it.
made very clear. Oh, I know, man. I know
It's-
exactly what I'm hoping you're going to do.
Yeah.
Leave him. He's made his choice several times.
You're welcome, Mitch. I set it up for you.
Start walking.
Yeah, and I'll just add, if anything, that looked like a headshot.
Well, he dropped like a sack of potatoes. And I'll
Okay.
just keep walking too.
But all of you go on a little bit of a hike. Those who are on a hike, if you could roll me. Resilience. Endurance.
Holy shit!
Nice.
My dice didn't fuck me.
Hmm.
Okay.
Does Mara need to roll for this? I mean, I know she's being carried.
When
Well, I'm carrying her.
when she gets her camera back up, I'll let her know what she's missed. But it's a long hike. You still feel nauseous, your stomach still hurts, you still feel gross and bogged down and exhausted. But they just keep walking. Keep walking and walking to parts of the island you've never seen before. But
That's
it seems
not
like
saying much.
wherever they're going, they know exactly where they're supposed to go. And all of you know you are going off course. You know it, part of you knows it, but you are not experiencing that intense headache, the nosebleeds, the pain that happened last time you went off course. And I'm gonna switch back to Brayden, since we're still waiting on Mara. Brayden, when you wake up, you don't know how long later. You have 1 health. what do? You're being grabbed and dragged across the village. One person at each of your arms.
What do I see?
The ground. Mostly. If you turn your head a little to the side, you see like the stilts bottoms of huts.
Do you see how big these people are?
They seem people-sized.
Well, I mean, are they slim? Are they, like, muscular?
There's a man on each of your sides. And then if you look down, the feet trailing behind you seem a little smaller.
Okay. I'm gonna let them drag me for now and see where they take me first. They're gonna take me where I want to go. Why fight them?
They take you to the edge of the village. Not the way that everybody else walked out, but almost the entire opposite side. You see the clearing, you see where the trees start.
When we start to get close to the silo, I'm just gonna... and this probably isn't gonna work for me, but I'm gonna try it anyways. I'm gonna fight against them. I'm gonna rip my arms away from them.
Okay.
This whole time I've just been sitting limp and just watching. So hopefully I get the surprise on them.
Okay, give me a strength and toughness.
Yeah, my worst roll.
You keep trying to do fighty stuff, man.
I don't know what else I'm supposed to do here. Hey, I won.
1.
Your worst roll, yet you keep succeeding somehow.
Somehow. Because he doesn't have a lot of distress dice, that's how.
Oh, yeah.
I will give you 1 turn of surprise. Oh, she gone
she
again.
did. Oh, she's having to restart her
Okay.
computer.
Let me
So I was able to get free from him for a second.
Yes.
I'm
You
just booking it to that silo.
you break away. Start off in an absolute sprint. They didn't take you like directly by it, but you can see it through some of the rows of houses. Give me a coordination reaction to try to weave your way around.
-1. Oof. Yeah, I'm gonna re-roll my distress die because there's a 1 on that. Well, -1
That'll
0
take you to
makes
0.
no difference.
I'll take you to 0.
So it might be better to re-roll my 3d6s.
Yeah. Math-wise.
2 6s and a 4.
Nice.
Okay.
So
that
that
brought
gets
me
you
what?
to
2.
1.
Okay, I'll keep the 1.
Okay. You weave your way through buildings, like cutting side to side. These 3 people like chase after you, one circling around to basically head down a different lane of huts. It's like they know where you're trying to go. It's just a matter of who's going to get there first. Roll me coordination reaction one more time as you see the silo off in the distance, and I am going to have them roll this time too.
Are they watching me?
Yeah, they're trying to keep sight on you.
Or are they like, we know where he's going, we're going there now?
One of them broke off around the side to basically try to get a shortcut to the silo. The other are just chasing after you directly.
Alright, I'm gonna like dart backwards and take the longest way to the silo that I can find. Then, you said coordination reaction?
Mm-hmm.
Two. Powerful 2.
Okay. The one that circles around to the silo kind of loses sight of you and doesn't know exactly where you are or why you're not there yet. The 2 chasing behind you directly keep up with you, just stride for stride.
Alright.
Even
I'm
as
just gonna
you-
keep trying to lose them.
Even as you take corners and circle around and dart back and forth, they are going to keep up with you.
I feel like anything I can push behind me, like some makeshift crates or boxes or barrels.
A fruit cart.
Sure,
Fruit
strength and
cart.
toughness to knock something over.
A cabbage cart. My cabbages.
I won. Getting really lucky.
The island
Roll
wants
20.
you to succeed.
It really
Yes,
does.
it really-
One of them, the one in the lead, hops clean over the obstruction, just following you still, pace for pace. But the second one, it catches him in the knees and he just tumbles head over heels. Spear flying off to the side, like completely disarmed and on the ground. So you are still followed, but only by one.
Got one more after me in my final ditch effort. I've been wearing some really dirty clothes and never changed them, and I sank into some quicksand. So I'm going to turn around, reach into my pocket, and whatever's in my pocket, I'm just going to throw right in his face, pocket sand him.
Watch it be the tobacco pipe.
I mean, that is pretty much all that's in your pocket.
Well,
Carcinogens!
it'll be worth it.
Okay. Strength and toughness.
I'm going to re-roll the sixes, the d6s.
Okay.
Go get
Uh,
it.
That is
I'm just going to keep re-rolling them. I really want these to succeed. I know I'm just spamming, but I really want them to succeed.
Do it, do it, do
My
it.
last two. One. I got a one.
You got a one.
That's all you need.
It was not quite
That
enough.
is not all you needed.
Not quite enough. He like jukes to the side, your tobacco pipe and lighter
Everything
go
goes.
flying just past his head, but there you are at the silo.
I'm just going to rip open those doors as soon as I can.
Strength and toughness.
Now, Jim,
Come on,
if I
Frayden,
remember-
don't let me down. I need
If
this.
I remember correctly, he said that it was a glass tobacco pipe. Does he hear it shatter?
No, it hits the ground. The ground is not quite
Oh.
hard enough to shatter a pipe like that.
A one.
When you reach for the door, it feels like for a second that you're meeting resistance, like maybe it was locked or something. You don't see a lock. Roll me really quick. Brazilians and metal.
I'm going to get rid of my distress die. So it's 6 seconds, and I'll bring me up to a one.
One success. You feel like electrical pain course through your body. Like for a second, your entire body knows you shouldn't be here. You shouldn't be doing this. This is bad and this is dangerous. You don't see a source of electricity, but it is very much electrical energy. But as though something is also pushing while you are pulling, eventually the door flies open.
Yeah. Now what's in here? You're free.
It seems empty. Except for one single rectangular block of stone in the
I'll
middle
go
of the
right
floor.
up to that thing. Right up to it.
It's some kind of black and red granite. If you look at it just from the right light, it looks like it might be glowing.
I'll
Just
use
a
my
little bit.
special eyes.
It is completely black when you swap
No
over
one-
to your dusk sight.
No one followed me in.
They are, when you turn, they are standing, at least the one that followed you. Let's see. Evens or odds?
Odds. Odds are always in my favor.
When you turned, the one who managed to make it all the way to the silo with you is standing outside of it. Spear pointed directly at you. But
Too afraid to come in?
you know, this is where you're supposed to be. Fuck that door. This is what you needed.
Can I pick up the cube?
You can.
I'm gonna pick it up. I'm just gonna hold it out and walk towards him.
You pick it up. It feels nice. It feels perfect. It feels like exactly what you've always wanted. There's a certain level of peace and accomplishment that rolls across you that you don't remember having in a long time. A sense of belonging, a sense of mine.
This thing's pretty nice. No wonder you locked it away.
The guy at the door extends his spear, but he doesn't come in. And as you approach him, stone out held, he backs up a couple of steps, glaring at you.
You don't want to get near this thing? You're finally gonna leave me alone?
A second guy wanders up. Out of breath, knees just scraped all to hell from where he tripped over the barrel. Put it down.
No.
You don't know what you're doing.
You're right, I don't. I could have known. You couldn't have hidden it. You could have been completely transparent. Instead, you tried to kill me and the ones I came here with. You really fucked up when you did that.
We haven't tried to kill any of you. You're already dead.
What happens if I throw this here block at you? Huh? What's it gonna do to you?
Well, you won't have the block, will you?
That is a good point. It is a nice block. Well, you could back up and let me go. And I'm just gonna walk forward.
They back up, but instead of backing all the way away from the silo, they kind of back up to the sides of it. Each of them taking a side, sort of like flanking your exit.
Worry, I'm not gonna hurt you. I just want to leave. I'm gonna walk towards where everyone else was going, where the hike was.
Okay. Strength and toughness and dodge for me.
They're gonna throw those spears at me?
Yeah.
They're gonna do something.
So
with them
cheap.
spears.
Man, I tried to be peaceful. A 0? Oh no. I'll re-roll my d6s, the 1d6. It's my only hope here. Yeah, 1. The best I can get.
So a 0 and a 2. Oh no.
The first spear misses you entirely. The second goes straight through the meat of your thigh.
And there goes my freaking 1 health streak. I had 1 health for so long.
Doing 1 damage. However, you feel heat from the stone in your hands. And instead of going down, you keep going. You feel the spear tear muscle and fiber and skin as you continue to run with the spear in your flesh. But it's like,
and hold it in my other hand, if that's okay.
You're what?
Can I pull it out and hold it in my other hand?
The spear?
Yeah, or is the cube too big?
You can stop and pull it out. You can't run and pull it out.
Yeah, I want to stop and pull it out, just so I have a weapon with me.
Okay.
Not completely armless.
Which way do you pull it out?
Just straight out from where it came in.
Okay.
Oh, you're pulling it backwards?
It hurts. You're obviously not impervious to pain. Like, it's red hot and you feel yourself tear your own leg open as the sharp points cut backwards through the hole it already made. But it's like every
gnarly.
bit of damage you do, it's not that it's healing, it just doesn't bother you. It doesn't stop you. It hurts, but you can stand it. And then you have a spear.
I gotta go get the others. This should be easy enough.
You gonna go back to running?
just walking with the spear.
Just walking.
Not necessarily running. I'll catch up to him eventually, hopefully before any of them get baptized.
Okay. By the time your hike has ended, the sun has started to actually come up. It doesn't feel like it's been hours. That was a tandem yawn.
Stereo.
It doesn't feel like it's been hours, but your body is tired in a way that seems like, yeah, maybe it's been hours.
Because I've been fucking hiking up this fucking hill in the middle of nowhere at Spear Point.
When
I've
you
been
finally come to a stop, you come to a stop inside of a clearing where there's short grass all around this hole in the ground that seems to be filled with water. The only source of water you've seen this entire time. The water inside looks clean and clear, even in the torchlight, even in the faint sunlight. It almost seems to glow with like a faint blue-green luminescence.
So I have one of my powers is I can examine up to 16 ounces of water for poisons, pollutants, etc.
Mm-hmm.
How close do I have to be to do that?
I'm going to say you at least have to touch it.
Oh, that's not sanitary at all.
The hole in the ground, the water starts maybe like 3-4 feet below. If you've ever seen like a cenote, like in Mexico,
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
that's sort of what you're looking at. There are trees and vines and all of that kind of surrounding it, framing it out. But this water, this hole, is rather large. I'd say maybe 20, 30 feet across.
Gee,
If
are
you-
you with us finally?
Nope.
Still freezing. If you look down into the water, and you'll kind of have to, they're going to herd you as well as they can within a few feet of the water. If you look down at it and stare long enough, you might be able to see something shifting and swirling, not like an animal, but almost like that green Brayden was talking about that was in the water and the trees. That's suddenly what it reminds you of. Chi, are you with us now?
Nope, she froze again.
The second we talk about her, she freezes.
Yeah, every time we acknowledge her.
Melissa, is this kind of what Brayden was talking about with seeing stuff moving when you guys were in the tree?
Probably. Yeah, except, he saw green, and yeah.
Out of curiosity, one, is there a creature living in this water?
She just kind of smiles. Chi, are you with us now?
Yeah, I can hear. I'm having a hard time doing Roll20. I'm trying to open that on my phone so that I can at least roll things there.
Okay, if you need me
I
to,
can-
I can roll for you as well.
Okay.
I can tell you right now that these you're not going to be able to roll for Midnight World on the mobile app as she freezes again.
Mara, the last thing you remember is you had a nice big meal and you all fell asleep in the hut.
Okay.
You fell asleep so fast that you don't even really remember you fell asleep. You had no dreams. You had no troubles. You remember absolutely nothing. I'm just going to assume she can still hear me. You remember absolutely nothing until all of a sudden you are awake and incredibly nauseous somewhere. No longer the hut. Your stomach churns, it twists, it cramps. Like one of the worst hangovers you've ever had, except minus the headache. And Melissa, Mara suddenly starts to like groan and shift in your arms.
And I am just positioning her so in case she does get sick, it's hopefully not on me.
Hold her
Or
over the cenote.
actually, yeah. I will position her slightly over the cenote. Yeah. And what's the reaction of all the villagers?
The second you start to like lean her forward as she's like moaning and groaning, there are spears at your throat.
Whoa.
No.
Okay.
Okay. I will slowly pull her away from the cenote.
Just in time for her to puke everywhere.
I'm
Chi, how
holding
much
her
have you
hair back
noticed?
and rubbing her back.
So it's been a very eventful night.
It's been a
Mhm.
fun episode.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I
I'm
mean,
glancing over at Rebecca like,
Oh, Rebecca's got her palm held out towards the cenote, like behind her, ready to just fire if needed. They hold us hostage, I hold them hostage.
I still say Mara was the better threat.
Probably.
Give me
I,
one
I'm
second.
probably
I
just
say Mara was the
probably
better threat. Brain comes in dramatically with a cube
With
and a
a
spear.
cube.
all
Rest of the
of
villagers would probably turn on them.
all of the villagers seem to like herd you into a line around the edge of the cenote. Those with torches extinguish them by rolling them around in the dirt, not by putting them in the water. They plunge the unlit, still smoldering, just a little bit sticks, into the ground. And one gestures. Get in. Every single one of you immediately, from the very core of your being, does not want to get in that water. It's beautiful. Logically, it looks nice and cool. It's crystal clear. But you would rather burn yourself alive than get in that water.
So, what is that that's swirling down there? Uh, I don't know what that is. All I see is something just swirling. And Rebecca is 100% making the figure 8 with her fingers when she says every time she says swirling.
am I like fully awake at this point now,
You
or
are awake and puking.
Yeah.
okay?
And
Sounds good.
nauseous.
Just torrents of
Um,
black goo. Just all over yourself.
okay,
Straight out of a Ghibli film.
Yeah.
and yeah, since computer is having issues, obviously Roll20 is
It's fine.
not currently working for me.
It's fine. I got you.
Did I need to make any rolls, and if so, or what was it with like an aptitude with the like or anything with that, or
No,
I missed if
you
anything.
do not need
Okay,
to make any rolls right now.
thank
Let me
you.
just pull up your sheet so I can roll for you. That's not yours.
No, that's
Yeah.
mine.
There we go. I think you would refer to it as magic, Rebecca. It is the island. Get in.
Is it safe?
For you?
Like, is it gonna kill us if we jump in?
If you don't, we will.
Well, I got that part. I just want to know. You've had others. I'm trying to buy, just in case you're wondering, I'm trying to buy time for Braden to catch up with us. Have others ever gone through this? I just kind of want to know what, like, happens, like, once we go in.
It will return you to your natural state.
Will it return us to our natural world?
I don't know what that is.
Remember how you said that we may not be in the same world that we started in? I mean, I can tell because the stars are different.
It will return you to your natural state. I do not know if it will send you elsewhere. Probably not. As I said, it is the island.
Okay.
Snare Island.
Yeah.
What are the odds that this is a trap?
Honestly, Rook, I'd say like 50-50.
Uh-huh.
I mean, our choices are death or unknown.
I have no idea what's going on right now, but I don't feel good. I just know I don't want to get in that water.
So, right now, Mara, since you're finally awake, welcome back to the land of the living. We're currently being herded into a baptism by the villagers. Braden, as far as we're aware, is dead currently because so he got crispified.
You shot him.
He got crispified.
By you.
I'm gonna leave that out, but yes.
What did you do?
Apparently,
Remember the silo? He wanted to go back to the silo.
Yeah, he wanted to go back to the silo. But should we be worried about him actually reaching the silo? I know.
You
Well,
said
no,
he's
because he's dead.
crucified.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
almost
Stranger shit
everyone's head
happened.
swivels to look at you, Rebecca.
Stranger shit's happened.
The silo.
I mean, for crying out loud, he makes water. I have a glowing boob and now apparently a laser hand. She makes people. She flashes people like a goddamn camera.
One immediately casts her glance around the semicircle of people, and almost half of them take off back through the woods in a full sprint, heading back in the direction of their village.
What the fuck are you?
Me? Or
No.
her? That.
This village. Is this a hive?
You do not understand, do you?
I know, that's why
We
I'm
would
asking.
like to.
That's the point of questions.
We are not here to bully you. We don't want to kill you, but we cannot let it out.
I mean, the four of us have at least not tried to let whatever it is out.
Yet.
Hey, Jen? Am I still like super nauseated?
Oh, yeah.
Don't do it. Do
I
it.
was actually
Do
about
it.
to ask, is Mara's shirt really dirty with the black stuff, or is there enough ichor on the ground that it could theoretically be scooped up and thrown into the cenote?
I mean, at the very least, Rebecca hasn't taken her shirt off yet, and it's still covered.
Yeah.
So, if I
There's
jump
like
in,
goo
it's
all
going
over
to.
Mara's shirt. There's a little bit on the ground. Rebecca's shirt is still hella gross.
Not quite as fresh.
You guys are all starting to feel a little bit better. And starting to feel a little bit hot again. But you are still nauseous. Not enough to make me penalize you for rolls, basically. But
Okay.
narratively, you're still feeling a little queasy, a little sick. And the idea of jumping in that water Isn't
It
helping.
ain't helping.
I sort of walk up to it like I'm looking at it for the first time.
Are you gonna make yourself throw up, Chef?
Yes, I am.
What role would that be?
That would be gag reflex because it's two fingers going like, oh, and they can't really stop me.
So coordination metal?
It's more a matter of can they stop you or at least move
I'd
you.
say resilience,
Give
coordination.
me coordination reaction. Just to avoid being stopped.
All right. Will that be like? I know I have combat, so like dodging and everything. Would that be an aptitude?
No, dodge is athletics.
Okay.
Would making himself puke count with his hand to hand?
No.
No, because it's hand to tongue, not hand to hand. Come on, Ashley. Keep up.
He uses Meg's tactics and fights.
I'm sorry, you said resilience and what?
Coordination reaction.
Coordination reaction.
I love this. This is where we've gone.
Yes.
Ooh, ooh.
God damn.
Okay.
I think the roll was good.
You have no distress dice.
Immediately, however, give me a strength and toughness. You reach into your throat and just vomit that vile black goop directly into the open ground. You hear it hit and sizzle like it is suddenly creating this chemical reaction, steam rising up as it eats away at the substance that has been just deposited in it. And directly from behind you, you feel a pair of hands hit and shove, knocking you into the water.
And because I'm vomiting, I don't really have a way of dodging.
That was your dodge.
Oh shit. Do I need to spend something? No.
No,
You
like,
can
Narrative
if you
truth.
want.
Narrative truth. It already happened.
But
Yeah. Just
All right,
watch
I
him
am.
see if he dies once he hits
Blah,
the
blah,
water.
blah, 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 blah.
you hit the water and the pain you feel is immediate. It's like you have been thrown into a boiling pot of water. You actually see the water steam and sizzle all around you. You hear yourself boil just as Brayden catches up with the group. Brayden, you see a semicircle.
Screaming.
You see a semicircle of villager bodies around this open chasm to a pool of water. And you hear the sound of Rook shrieking in pain as the sound of like vaguely boiling water comes just out of sight.
Hearing Rook screaming, I'm going to rush forward. I'm going to yell out, "Stop! Let him go!" I'm holding the cube the whole time, tightly to my chest.
Who else was poised around the edge of the...
The other three of us?
I just
Yeah.
meant,
I don't know where I was at.
who was maybe going to try to dump some stuff in there. I think that was Melissa.
Yeah, I had initially positioned Mara when she woke up to like possibly get sick into the pit and spears to the throat, so I moved her back slightly and possibly within chucking range of like doing laundry with the shirt or the ick or the whatever. Yeah.
Good night, Pierce.
Isn't that perfect? Hey, roll me strength and toughness, both of you. Mara, Melissa.
Do well. You don't want to
No
be in here.
Any
No.
aptitude?
Probably not. What do you have?
Have athletics and tenacity.
Athletics, sure.
Okay.
Can you roll for me?
Yep.
Was it strength and
Toughness.
toughness? Okay.
Yeah, she's making you guys dodge.
Basically, yeah.
Oh, I'm absolutely re-rolling those.
You got one, Mara. You want to re-roll anything?
Yeah. I'll spend seconds to reroll.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
I'm still at 1. Wanna keep going?
okay.
Might as well. I want to get closer to leveling up.
Okay, you have
Mm,
two successes. I don't yet know what
Would
the
I
threshold is. Do you want to keep going one more time?
Yeah.
Nope, you're stuck at 2.
Okay.
would I also do 2d6?
1 second.
Yeah. Mm,
2d6 to do what?
To re-roll the failures?
You can,
Or is it-
there's
Okay.
ones
or
can do
you
up to
can spend 6
4.
seconds to remove that distress dice, or you can spend 3 seconds each to roll some of those d8s.
Yeah, I'll definitely remove that distress die.
If that's what you do, that's
And
all you can do.
oh, okay. Well, ooh, I do not know
But
the
that
game.
would get
This
you to
would
2.
be better.
Can I?
Okay, yeah,
Can I?
yeah. I'll get rid
Can
of
I
that
spend
distress die.
seconds to give her a D8
How?
You're
by
in the
showing her
water.
how incredibly badly she does not want to get here?
I'll accept it.
Woo!
Okay, I
You
will
said that this was a
roll.
dodge?
I will roll a d8. Ooh.
That's never the answer you want to hear.
Nope.
You said that Melissa was up to what, a 2?
Yeah, if she took her distress dice away, she's at a 2. Both of them are at a 2 right now.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna let it happen. I'm not gonna try to assist.
Okay. That is enough. Good thinking. Spending those seconds though. You both kind of like plant your hands and feet, and the people that come up behind you to shove don't quite. Your feet and hands like slide, and you are just there at the edge, fingers gripping the edge of this crater. You feel the dirt crumbling beneath your fingertips, but you are not boiling alive in the water. Rook takes you harm.
Oh. Okay. Can I try to climb out?
It is about 3 feet up, so you
Yes.
can try.
That's still 3 feet of not in boiling water that I could be.
You can try. That would also be strength and toughness.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Just in sheer panic, you sort of launch yourself up, digging your hands, just clawing at the soil. You catch onto some rock and you're able to pull yourself about half up out of the water. You see your body steaming and red and blistered and burned. You pull a foot up, you push off the rock, and you manage to climb your way back out of this hole. You know only one thing in the whole entire world, and it is that you never want to be in there again.
Did I
Never
see the one
again.
that shoved Rook in the pool?
You can't really tell which one it was, but there are a couple there up at the edge of the pool.
Never.
I'm just gonna rush in with the
Ever
spear I have towards whichever one is shoving one of my party members.
Okay. Are you trying to stab?
Yeah, I'm just charging forward with it. Spear in one hand, cube in the other.
Strength and toughness.
Brick him! Brick him! Never cooking lobsters again. Or seafood for that matter.
-1. Oof. The distress dice helped me out with 2 successes, so I'm gonna use my d6s.
Okay.
That's a no. I can do this 2 more times.
The same
Roll
roll.
differently.
Wow.
Oh, no.
Wow.
That's worse.
I did what I could, Rook.
It is different.
The villager hears you running up behind them and just turns to the side, shoving you past them directly into the water
With the cube in my hand. Oh.
with a cube in your hand.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
You
Ooh.
hit the
Oh.
water
I was going to do something similar, but this is interesting.
and you hear boiling and sizzling, and it hurts like nothing you have ever experienced before. But you don't take any damage. It's torture. It's awful. You can feel the heat in the block itself reach levels that should be burning you, but it's not. It seems to be protecting you from physical damage, but it is not protecting you from pain.
Oh, this really fucking hurts. You've really made me a bit pissed off now. I need to crawl my way out.
And suddenly it's not just the water around Brayden that is boiling and steaming and angry. The entire pool starts kicking up, simmering, rolling, the green underneath, seeming to thrash. Roll me strength and toughness to get out of the hole by yourself.
Or is it dramatic entrance? I'm just going to keep the 0.
You try to scrabble
nice.
up one-handed, but it doesn't quite work. Yeah.
Can
I spend. Go ahead, Chi.
Oh, I was gonna ask if I could spend to help try to like pull him up.
Same here.
Yeah, if you both actually just want to make strength and toughness rolls, it will combine your
I'm just
successes.
seeing this happening. I'm gonna lean over to 1. That's a lot more boiling than what happened when just one of us went in.
Right. Sorry, I'm rolling Mario. 1 second.
I'm a lot less worried about the boiling and more worried about the tribe o people who tried to kill us just now.
Oh, no, I was
Collectively,
talking
you
to
each
one.
grab onto an arm and haul him up out of this cauldron in the earth. And the second Brayden's pulled out of the water, everything falls silent
Thanks for the help, Mara and Melissa.
as
Well,
every single set of eyes turns to stare at Brayden.
now, I'm going to ask, only once, are you going to let us go peacefully? I'll take this cube you hate far away from your fancy island. You live here alone with your nasty ass green, all you want.
Brayden, as you're holding it, heal 3. The pain subsides very quickly. Brooke, you're still hurting.
Oh yeah.
You are not okay. You notice that Brayden has not been burned in the way you were. And the water behind you is still thrashing. Everyone has turned to look at Brayden and the stone in his hand. One's gaze
And
casts
Speak
into the
up.
angry waters and then back to Brayden and then to the waters. Like
Is there
she's trying to
someone
figure out
near
what to
me?
do.
Is there someone, like a villager, standing near me?
Sure.
Do I know who it is?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna reach up, grab them by the belt, and try to throw them into the boiling cenote.
Okay. Strength and toughness.
Yeah, the only villager I am not okay with sacrificing right now is 20.
I'm holding my spear up to the point of it to the villager he's trying to shove. I want to help.
Okay.
That takes seconds, right?
To give him
To
a
help
D8.
Yeah, to give him a D8.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's 6.
All right, I was just making sure it was 6 seconds.
Yep.
Hole 3.
I'll just let it happen. You grab the villager just by the clothing and yeet him into the water. Nothing changes. He doesn't seem to have a reaction like he did. He's not loving the whirlpool effect that is slowly settling down around him. But he's not screaming. He's not in pain.
And why does it boil us alive and leave you guys alone?
Because we're contaminated.
Contaminated. You know, I keep hearing this. You know, I don't think we are. I think they're just trying to kill us.
I was trying to do air quotes, but moving my fingers like that hurts.
Hey, Brayden, do me a favor real quick and look at the bottom of that cenote.
Gladly, I'll use my special eyes.
As you look in there, it looks like there's a storm. Like two fronts colliding with one another. The kind of storms that breed tornadoes. Just currents fighting each other. Black versus green. Green is slowly eating away at the tendrils of black in there, but it is creating just a torrent of activity. So much so that everyone can literally see the waves and the current.
Rebecca, I can tell you what's happening. We're winning for once. We've got the upper hand. This fancy little cube of mine here gives us quite a bit of power over these people.
I don't know if it gives us power over them, but what describe to me what you're seeing, Brayden, because all I see is the water churning and something thrashing in the bottom there.
See, the green and the black are fighting. The green's winning for now, but the black's steadily getting stronger and stronger.
Brayden,
And you know what? I think that's a good thing.
Brayden, have you been hearing voices?
Oh yeah. I told you earlier the island was talking to me. Wanted me to get this fancy cube here.
Why
What a
would
great
it
gift
talk
it has been
just
too.
to you, though?
Oh,
Because he's the most bonkers of us.
because I've been led here. This cube, you see, it's what the yellow lady wanted. And so I'm gonna bring it to her.
Again with this yellow lady.
The rest of you know, the second he says that you want the cube. You don't know what you want to do with it. You don't know where it's supposed to go. You do know that you will know. But fuck the yellow lady. You want the cube. And that's about the same time that one clears her throat, gestures for someone to help the villager out of the cenote, and then nods her head as everyone converges, spears in hand. We're not going to do this combat individually, but I will give you a choice of like how you approach it, and we'll do a few rolls, and that's what we'll do. Cool?
All right.
Can I get a hit of that cube real quick? It seems to do wonders for your complexion, and right now I'm a little sunburned.
You're a little more than a sunburn, Mr. Lobster Man.
I'm sorry, friend, but it's not yours.
It ain't yours either.
So, are we fighting or are we fleeing?
Braden will slowly walk away. He's not running. He's gotten the hint that this cube is keeping him alive.
Well, this is a point in which all the villagers converge on you to fight you and kill you. So, slowly
So, what,
walking away is not an option.
17 of them?
I should say half of them ran back to the village.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did at least get us that far.
You are incredibly outnumbered.
3 to 1?
What is your plan? You gonna fight? You gonna flee?
Go, or I jump into that pool with this cube.
I swear by fire and steel, that baby's gonna be born tonight if one of you tries to touch me.
Intimidation
You
is
know,
not going
fuck
to work.
it.
So,
I'm just gonna hold out my hand, just ready.
okay.
Yeah, I'm holding my hand out except directed at one.
Any
Okay.
step towards me that looks violent, I'm just gonna fall straight backwards into the pool with the cube.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess I will try to ready myself to, like, fight if somebody comes at me.
Also, Brayden, how the fuck are you alive?
Okay, so we have Rebecca, we have Melissa, we have Mara, we have, I'm guessing, Rook fighting.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I thought that's what this was.
It
Yeah,
sounded like you were
we're-
just trying to
we're all
be
fighting.
threatening, and that wouldn't have worked. And Brayden just holding the cenote hostage. Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody roll me except for Brayden and except for Rebecca. Roll me strength and toughness.
Sorry, you gave me a power that I can use to attack. I'm gonna utilize it to the
Good.
best capabilities.
Heck yeah.
Damn. God damn. How'd you get a 4?
Nice. Must be low on them distress dice.
Oh yeah, she's only got one.
Do you want to spend to reroll anything, Mara?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
How many do you want to reroll? You've got 3 at a time you can do.
I'll spend as many seconds as I can. I want to level up or get close to.
Ooh.
Okay, so
Yeah,
that's
level
2.
up.
Do you want me to go for that last one?
Yeah.
So 2 seconds left? 1 second left?
Alright, so you got 2. 2 successes.
Okay.
Let me add your seconds really quick. So, Mara, Melissa, how are you guys, Brooke, how are you guys physically fighting? Just like hand to hand? Are you like trying to look for weapons?
Knife in one hand. My other hand, the way the manifestation reads, it doesn't actually make it sound like my hand is like coated in flame. But I mean, I think that like my hand literally looking like it's coated in flame would probably be a fairly obvious enough giveaway.
Okay, so you're using your power too?
Oh
I'm
yeah.
gonna spend 6 seconds to help Mara out by tossing her my spear.
I will take the spear then and use that if I can catch the spear.
Didn't help.
I like how we both rolled a 2 though.
No, you are throwing the spear. You do not catch the spear, but you do have the opportunity to grab it and use it.
We'll do that.
I'm going to have Rebecca, Melissa, and Brooke, since you guys are using your powers to fight. I'm going to have Rebecca and Rook take 4 minutes each.
Okay.
Melissa take 2 minutes.
Okay.
Because I believe that costs you 1 minute. We're just doubling
Yep.
up. And then everyone take 3 harm.
Anybody dead?
Yeah, I'm down at 0 now.
I'm
Cube, save me.
I'm gonna use my power on Rebecca.
Okay.
I think I've got like 2 left.
I knew coming into this, there's a chance I'm gonna just fucking drop.
Well, after being parboiled, I mean, at least I'm expecting some kind of, butter bath or something. But no.
Yeah.
Okay. It is a full-on melee. Rebecca, everybody that used powers, if you could actually roll me wit. Roll me intuition vigilance. To see if you notice something really quick.
We're noticing things.
Maybe.
Would research aptitude come into play for that?
Nope.
No, that'd be an investigation thing like Brain
Yep.
has. Alright. Is a intuition wind?
Vigilance.
Oh, vigilance.
I'm gonna spend some seconds to deal with to take care of that.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
no.
I mean, you don't have to. If you don't want to.
I got a 2. It could be better.
Okay, that's fine. Everyone who used powers, so Rebecca, Rook, Melissa, you noticed that it felt like they worked a little bit better or did a little bit more damage against these villagers than you expected it to. Burns went deeper. Your plasma burned hotter. It just worked better. And eventually, after one hell of a melee, there's blood and broken spears and bodies absolutely everywhere. You are the last one standing.
Feast galore for Mara's points.
Mhm.
Is one down, or is she still
Everyone is
standing?
down.
Oh, okay.
We're saying down as in knocked out or dead, or like just like laying on their back.
Silent, incapacitated at best.
Now, Jen, did I go down when I hit 0? Or because
I
of the
used
radius of the cube?
I used my power to not let you die.
Yeah, Mara used her power for you.
Braden hit 0 as well.
Oh, can I
But-
have used one?
I'm holding the cube. I don't know if that makes a difference.
It does.
For you, it does. For the rest of us,
Seems to
not
have
so
been.
much.
Braden can take the pain. He's been stabbed by plenty of people before. He's been burnt and all that, so he can
I'm
handle
just
the pain.
I'm just waiting for this cube to fall out of Braden's hands and he just dies.
Just Thanos is away.
If that happens, I'm gonna use my power.
Your what?
If that were to happen, if Brayden lets go and falls, I'm gonna use my power.
Well, I guess you'd have to let go first before we saw what happened.
Fair.
I already know he's not going to.
I've
We'll
just got this
weekend at
Raiders
Bernie's.
of the
It's
Lost
okay.
Ark.
What'd you say?
Raiders of the Lost Ark face melting.
Oh. Lou, did you say something?
Well,
I was just saying we'll weekend at Bernie's him. You know,
Right.
walk around with the corpse. Yeah. Just put sunglasses on him. He's fine. He's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye.
Rebecca, at least you remember, though, that they did say that there is always 36. So you get the impression you should probably go
Yeah.
before they get up, like you guys always seem to get up.
Oh my god, I was thinking something completely different. I thought someone back in the village just started spitting out a lot of babies.
For all
Seven.
we know, that
The
might
other-
be true.
Yeah, for all we know, the other 17 people
Yeah.
are just now
Pez dispensing
birthing children.
babies.
Probably.
Bunch of
mean,
toddlers just come racing over the hill.
with toddler-sized spears.
Yes.
I love it.
All right.
Climb my way out of the cenote again with my cube.
Well, I'll
should
definitely
probably
grab some
go.
weapons. They're still good.
Yeah.
Plenty of metal bars and carved spears. You even find like a handmade bow and some arrows if you'd like.
Hey, call me crazy,
Hey, crazy.
but I think we
Hi,
should
crazy.
drag number one along with us. She seems like a fun companion to have around, and she'll keep us safe from the others.
Or
Or
start
she'll-
screaming her head off and alert them to
Or
our
they'll
presence.
just know. They'll just know where she is and we are because apparently I'm hive mentality.
Yeah, I'm thinking group telepathy, hive mentality, something, because between that, the look thing, and the eyes, these cannot be human. Actually, no, she said quite clearly she wasn't human, and she said quite clearly she wasn't like us, so.
They really didn't want to get near this cube of mine here. I wonder what would happen if I touched him on the forehead with it.
Everyone else, not Brayden, hears in your head, ours.
What?
You just hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Jen, what did you say? I actually didn't hear you that clearly. Did you
Ours.
say hour? Hours. Okay.
Not like time, but like ours.
And everyone but Braden hears it?
Everyone but Brayden.
I don't know,
Let's
maybe.
leave them for right now. Let's try heading towards the
Let's
center
just
of the
get going.
island.
Let's get going. We can
Grab
talk
what you
about
need.
this on the way.
Let's
Yeah.
do it.
Can we go back to that green Healy cave? That was a nice cave.
It was
I
a
think
nice
I would
cave.
say I want to go back and get my pipe and tobacco out of the village, but since I've had this cube, it's like a miracle worker. I don't even think I need a cigarette. Tobacco's out the window. I feel great.
Well, glory, hallelujah. There's a positive in all of this anyway.
And Brayden,
Remember,
you know
kids.
exactly which direction you need to go in now.
I know
So what, we were
exactly
going this
which
way?
direction.
I think we should get going.
Said I know exactly which direction we need to go in now.
Brayden does.
Which way are we going, Brayden?
North,
How-
south,
how
east,
do
or
you-
west, you have no idea. All you know is this way.
You know, it's funny that you ask. I just know this is the way to go. I can feel it in my bones.
I say we follow him. He was right about
Mhm.
us not wanting to trust these people. Or whatever they are.
As one of the
Anywhere
starts to
away
stir.
from here.
I take the butt of my spear and pop right in the head.
It's better than what I was going to do.
Yeah.
I was going to blast him with plasma.
Stay down!
And Braden's gonna pick up one of the other spears before he starts walking the direction that he knows he needs to go.
Okay.
I'm
We're gonna
following
have to
Brayden.
have a long talk about all this.
All right, we're apparently releasing cosmic entities. Let's go. And I'm just going to follow Braden.
One direction's as good as another here.
And as the sun starts to creep up higher into the sky, you guys walk off into the woods. Going somewhere. That's where
Follow
we'll
the
wrap
crazy
up
person.
tonight.
Yay!
What a game.
Yay.
Yeah.
Good job.
I'm glad that I, as a player, at least knew he could have like dread interventions and stuff to get back up immediately at full health. Me as a character, I was tired of his bullshit. That's why I.
I know,
Fuck
it's
that
like
guy in
that Eustace
particular.
gif I sent.
And then he gets up there and still does what I tell him to.
Props o'clock. Favorite part.
Oh.
Lou, you go first.
I'm gonna probably take the obvious one of Brayden finally got his wish to go to the silo, and he did not take no for an answer, no matter what.
Did not. So
How
many
many
seconds were
rerolls?
spent.
Yeah,
Oh god.
yeah,
Yeah.
really.
So close to leveling up again in just one game. That is ridiculous.
Was it-
You are the Black Knight. You are invincible.
Chi, you weren't here for long, but who you want to give it to?
I will give it to Rebecca for even though I wasn't there at the time, the like accidentally killing Brayden.
It wasn't accidental.
Accident.
The fact that you got him in the
that-
knee.
Yes.
I mean, I didn't know he had so little health, otherwise I would have just tackled him.
Accident. Chef.
Oh man. I gotta give it to Brayden. Just between the like the second he goes down, 3 different players are like, "Oh, I know exactly what I'm doing with this," and then we get to see him actually like bust out
Aw.
and go solo superhero on just an entire village, and oh my god, I was so very here for it. That was
Yep.
really well done.
Was awesome.
I'm disappointed I missed that.
Yep. You'll have to watch back later. Ashley.
I will.
Mhm.
Well, Chef kind of took mine. But,
You can double up, but you still have to say the nice thing.
Oh, I know. I definitely gotta give it to Brayden for his antics of running through the village, trying to evade the 3 villagers. In
The
their
barrel.
own yeah, the barrel.
The barrel.
Yeah.
The barrel.
Yep. All right, and Mitch.
To be honest, I gotta give a twofer because they both played into what I liked in it. To Melissa and to Rebecca. Rebecca for zapping me. Melissa being like, I'm pretty sure it hit him in the head. Yeah, he's gone. He's dead. He's not okay. He's dead.
Like we all
I just
knew
love
he
that-
would get back up, but
I love how the entire tribe didn't trust us when we said he was dead either.
they knew.
They get
course
back
they
up.
do.
Yeah.
Come on. Come on now. Or there's a sea of
pretty
babies
sure
back
it
at
did.
camp. Who knows?
Oh god.
I'm gonna have you for doing such a good job and getting to such an important point in the story. Add or subtract 2 minutes.
I'm gonna add them. Well,
Mhm.
and add them for me because Roll20 is
Yeah,
being weird again.
I'll
Yep,
add
I'm
them.
adding. I'm
Minutes.
so close to 12 anyways. I might as well just add.
So am I now. I was at 9 when it ended, and now I'm up to 11 because of that 2-minute boost.
I think I missed a few during the town because I was just so into it and forgot to add it onto my character sheet. But I think I got all of them.
Okay.
I'm at 10 minutes and 6 seconds, and I started at like 1 minute, I want to say. Like 1
I'm
or
at
2 minutes.
something.
Yeah.
You're
I
what?
started at 2, went down to 1, now I'm at 8.
What am I at?
You're at 4 minutes. Or 5 minutes, sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
Getting there.
Well,
Unless we're counting props as minutes too.
no. I'm just being generous. Mara and Melissa, whenever you get there, I have your
Mhm.
level 3 powers ready.
Yeah.
Well, I'm at 7 minutes 6 seconds, so hopefully soon.
Hopefully soon.
Do you
Just
have
let me
our
know when
love
you hit
stories,
it.
Mara?
Probably next week.
Well, yep.
Yeah.
Speaking of next week, we hope you join us back here next week. It'd be super cool to see you again
Love
here on Midnight World Snare Island. I have been joined by this lovely cast of people who are absolutely not the bad guys. We have Rebecca, played by Ashley, the everything. Brayden, played by Mitch. Rook, played by Chef. Mara, played by Chi Chai Tea. And Melissa, played by the Lushok. I've been your DM Duchess, JenOfThieves. If you're watching this on YouTube, watch all the way to the end. Give us a little likey, subscribey, commenty situation. That would be cool. The internet likes that. The internet tells us what to do. We also have a Discord that you can join if you want to hang out or vote for our next round of games or play in our next round of games.
Join us.
Join us.
One of us.
And a
One
Patreon
of us.
if you want to chip in some cash to help cover the cost of books and maps and merch and all of the stuff that goes into running this channel. We'll be back next week with more Not Lost, Snare
Found.
Island. We also have a Dagger Heart on Fridays on Twitch, Wednesdays on YouTube, or our YouTube exclusive Demon the Fallen Aperture Fridays on YouTube. How's that going, Ashley? I'm going to ask you every time.
Oh, it's going. It's fucking great. I haven't even told Chi what happened, which I normally do. I told her she has to wait until the episode comes out on YouTube to see what happens this week.
Such a long wait. Can't
You
believe
proposed, didn't you? You finally proposed. You had to choose between the three. You finally picked one. The love triangle is complete.
It
It's a good time,
Thank you
especially
very
for
much.
me.
It was a great time. By the way, I'm still mad at you, Miss Ma'am.
Why?
Because while Change the Whips might excite me, that shit hurts.
That's the point.
That's like the best trailer for the Demon game ever. Thanks for joining us here for Midnight World. We hope to see you next week.
It really is.
We love you all very much.
The fact that that's so relevant.
Have a good night.
Bye.